hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a quick video on sub installation for the F-150s that don't have it from factory. This was something that when I got my truck I wanted to do right away, and it took me a little bit to find the answers online on kind of how to do it. So I'll give you guys just a quick run through on the setup I have and the installation process that's kind of involved. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here's the setup I'm currently running. It's a 10-inch Rockford Fosgate subwoofer, and it fits perfectly with the rear seats of the F-150. I'll put this down so you guys can see. So it's a pretty perfect fit. It's not squishing the sub in any way. It may be just barely resting on the top, but I've had this for 6 months and this thing's not even dented in or anything yet like that. So here is the remote wire I had initially ran for this particular this setup here. But something that's really cool about this particular setup, and here, I'll quickly get, for anyone that wants to get this, that's the model number, P300 10T. They also have a 12-inch option, 12-inch sub. So this particular sub right here works really, really well with the trucks because it has more than just one turn-on option. So you have your remote option, which would be this guy, which I took the time to run, but I should have read the instructions first because I found out after that you can actually do an audio turn-on for this amp. So basically, whenever your radio or you open your door, your radios will activate an audio, voltage or whatever, a small voltage is sent to your speakers, and it's basically picking it up. So that's why I'm actually using that, because the problem with the remote wire I found is the remote does work. You have to use force scan to turn this on. I'll explain that all in a second. The remote doesn't turn off right away. It seems to stay on for an extra 6 to 7 minutes before the whole amp turns off. And I don't know if that's just with the Ford system, kind of, after you turn off your truck and you lock your doors, there's stuff that's still running in the background for a few minutes. But I found that the remote wasn't turning the amp off right away. Whereas the audio, it's a lot quicker. It's usually about a minute after you shut off your truck and everything will shut down. So this amp's got so you guys kind of see the built-in options for. I'm by no means a guru when it comes to this kind of stuff. So all my kind of bottom settings there may be wrong. I could probably get better sound out of this. But I just kind of dialed it, quickly adjusted it kind of what was sounding good, so I'm sure I can get better feedback through my sub. I just haven't taken the time to properly dial everything in. But yeah, so this thing has, I'm not too sure what the DC offset means for auto turn on. Anyone that has an idea what that means, they can obviously use that. But the remote and the audio will work with this setup. But let's just say you bought an amp and a sub that doesn't use, that doesn't have that audio option, which most amps obviously use the remote wire. This one right here, I will kind of show you guys today on how that all works with the F-150. So as you can see, I got my main harness here. So these are my audio input cables. And then I got my positive and my negative going to my battery. Actually, this negative goes to I just have it grounded out behind the seat here. It just goes to chassis ground. And then I got my remote wire right there. So that's all you need is just, and then this wire right here, this is just a harness that's part of the kit. So this is taped in here somewhere, and that goes to your audio connections there. So these connections run behind the seat. Let's see if we can get this. So for those of you that didn't know, this whole seat folds down. There's just a little latch right on the back here that you have to flick up, which makes it a lot easier for installing. So I got my wires all ran just right behind just kind of behind this shield here. So back in this back corner here, you will find, so basically this is the door trim right here. So pull your weather stripping out, you pull this back, and there'll be a gray OEM harness attached to that white bracket in the back there. So you just pull that off, pull your harness, you know, out to here, and then, you know, I cut mine and I just hardwired, I spliced all my connections. So basically you'll be using 3 wires on that OEM harness: your remote wire, your 2 audio wires. The audio wires are for these 2 guys right here, which come into these ones right here, and then your remote wire, which I am not currently using because of that audio turn on. So to make this all work, you guys are going to need a Fosgate tool. And what the Fosgate tool does is it activates this harness, the factory OEM harness, and turns it on. If you guys aren't comfortable with using Fosgate, you can go to your local dealership and tell them that there's a harness back here, the subwoofer harness. They should know what you're talking about, and they should be able to activate it for you. So this in no way would void your warranty or anything like that. So you can go ask them. But for those of you that are comfortable using Fosgate, it's pretty straightforward. There is a video that's out there somewhere that will show you the codes and kind of how to turn it on. But it's pretty straightforward if you're familiar with Fosgate. So guys, I hope that answered any questions that you had regarding installing aftermarket sub in the F-150. So like I said, you aren't doing anything up front here. It all happens right in the back, right in this back corner here, using that OEM harness. So if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm by no means sound system guru, so you know, I may be wrong when I say some things. Feel free to correct me. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.